Hello everyone, I'm Storm Tracker ET meteorologist Austin Haskins. It was a beautiful day once again yesterday. Had a couple of those pop-up showers and storms in the afternoon hours, but that mostly was across our far southern hometowns, places like Black River Falls and areas to the south and west. Now today we'll still mention about a 1 in 10 chance of a pop-up shower or storm during the afternoon hours, but once again, today's forecast is very similar to yesterday. A lot of sunshine, some clouds around, it's going to be very warm and a little bit on the humid side. It'll be a little more noticeable today than it's been the last couple of days, but you're really going to notice it as we head into the weekend and even into Monday of next week. Highs mid 80s to low 90s with dew points upper 60s to low to mid 70s, and that will push the heat index well into the 90s. And there may be the possibility on Sunday and Sunday that we could have that heat index anywhere from about 95 to as high as 100. And then we're also still tracking a 20 to 40% coverage chance for showers and storms around and a conditional threat for severe weather. I'll talk about that coming up. Let's focus on the humid and hot conditions first. So looking at the muggy meter the next couple of days, the last few days we've been kind of teetering on that noticeable to muggy category, which really has not been all that bad, but we're going to be teetering on the muggy to humid category today, and then we're going to jump up into the steamy category Saturday and even into Sunday as well. And there may be times on Sunday some of the data has suggested that the dew point may get up into the gross category, which would be over 75 degrees. And you take that combined with the temperatures that's forecasted, that's really, again, going to push that heat index well into the 90s over the weekend. Now today, the heat index mid to upper 80s, maybe touching 90 in a few spots if that dew point gets closer to 65, let's say. Now tomorrow, the forecast for that heat index to be into the low to mid 90s, and then on Sunday it's forecasted to jump up into the mid to upper 90s, which in the excessive heat risk category, in the risk level, that puts it up in the elevated category. Now it's going in the low category for Monday, but that will kind of hinge on the placement of a cold front when that passes through, and of course the coverage of showers and storms. I still think that we're going to see highs in the 85 to 90 degree range on Monday with dew points in the upper 60s and low 70s. So that would put the heat index into the 90s. So that's something that we'll be watching. But nonetheless, if you're going to be outdoors the next couple of days, just be sure to stay hydrated, of course, drinking plenty of water. Try to avoid the caffeinated, sugary, and alcoholic beverages as much as you can, because it actually does cause dehydration. And of course, be sure to drink before you feel thirsty. Also, stay cool as best you can, too. If you can't get to air conditioners, stay in the shade with airflow or fans. And if you do work outdoors or will be outdoors, avoid overworking yourself at the warmest times of the day, which is typically roughly 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then be sure to recharge yourself as well, taking a cool shower or bath, or if you spend just an hour or so at a store or public building, that'll give your body a chance to kind of your cooling system to get a little bit of a break. So just keep those things in mind as we head into the weekend and into Monday of next week. Let's talk about the rain chances and storm chances we have. Again today, just a 1 out of 10 chance of maybe a pop-up shower or storm around, but again, I think we're going to stay completely dry today. Tonight, we're going to stay pretty quiet. Some data does suggest that a couple of showers and storms could develop as early as tomorrow morning and into the early afternoon, which could limit maybe storm development into the afternoon and evening. But a lot of the data is suggesting that we're going to watch storms from the north and west across northern and central Minnesota drift south and east into our area. This is one computer model. This is at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. A line of storms blasting its way through the area. This is around 9:30 tomorrow night, showing a line of storms from near La Crosse up to Iron Mountain, Michigan. And then it's out of here as we head into late Saturday night into Sunday morning. And now the data is suggesting as of now, Sunday could stay completely dry across the area, which would allow for those temperatures to likely jump up into the lower 90s. That's one look at it. Here's another look at it, and this is the HRRR model. And again, it's showing pretty quiet conditions again for today. A couple of spots of green showing up, so that's those little pop-up showers around. But watch by tomorrow morning. So here's 3 a.m. and nothing's happening, but watch right in here. It does show 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, at least 1 or 2 showers or storms developing, but it's out of here quickly. We get the sun to return, and then that could recharge the atmosphere. And then this one's showing a pretty healthy line of storms coming through, but this one's a little bit later at night. This is at 10:30 p.m. Saturday night. So there's a lot of, differing scenarios on how this could play out. And of course, the one thing we have to keep in mind the next couple of days is that lid in the atmosphere is going to be key. We've had this the last couple of times we've had threats for severe weather, and that cap is held, so we haven't seen much in terms of strong to severe storms. But if it breaks, we have the ingredients available to support a risk for severe weather. So for today and into tonight, we could have a few isolated thunderstorms again Saturday morning for that area in blue, which means non-severe storms. Saturday, we have a level 2 risk in place for the entire area. And then Sunday's risk was at a level 2, but they have dropped it now to a level 1 risk. So Sunday's severe weather chances are a little bit lower, but it's still not completely zero during that time. Now, the hazards for tomorrow, the tornado risk, and this can be the same thing said for Sunday's and Monday's risk as well, which I'll talk about here coming up, is basically zero. Not completely zero, but it's about as close to zero as it can get. Mostly for tomorrow, a wind threat that could be upwards of 60 to 70 miles per hour, and maybe some hail up to quarter to $half size. That's for Saturday. For Sunday, the risks are pretty much the same, except the wind risk is a little bit lower just because we're under that level 1 risk. But we could have some gusts up to 65 miles per hour and hail up to 1.25 inches in diameter. And then most of the areas under a risk for severe weather on Monday now as well, and that's a lot of it due to a cold front that'll be passing through. So the key takeaways as we head into the weekend and early next week, the higher heat and dew points, again, as I mentioned, those heat safety tips, keep those in mind and use caution if you're going to be outdoors. I know there's a lot of events going on outdoors this weekend, so just be mindful of that. Also, the thunderstorm chances, again, scattered in nature Saturday through Monday. Severe weather is possible each day, but again, as I mentioned, it's a conditional threat. Again, if that cap holds, we're probably not going to see much, if anything, but if it breaks, that's when we're going to have to watch the weather closely for those showers and storms and that potential for severe weather. One way or another, I know people like to unplug a little bit as on the weekends, but try to stay up to date with the weather as much as you can. Of course, we'll be here keeping you updated on air, online, our social media pages, and by downloading the free Storm Tracker 18 weather app. So just keep those things in mind. Very quickly, your hometown forecast for today has highs in the 83 to 88 degree range, so a few degrees above our average. Lows tonight, generally in the mid 60s, lower 60s farther to the east. Highs tomorrow, upper 80s to near 90. I pushed our temperature up in Eau Claire to 90 degrees, 88 for Chautauqua and Stanley, 84 for Medford. And then Sunday, I have highs mostly in the low 90s with some 80s farther to the north and east. 89 degrees on Monday, chance of those storms, but look at the forecast following Monday. Lots of sunshine, the humidity levels are going to drop, and high temperatures falling back into the 70s by Wednesday. So fans of the less humid and hot weather, just wait until the middle of next week and we'll have some of that nicer weather for you.